Hey, this is Gabriel Rucker, chef owner of Pigeon and Canard in Portland, Oregon. Um, I grew up down in Napa, California. I got into cooking. I kind of cooked a lot when I was a kid, but I got into cooking for real when I went away to junior college in Santa Rosa, which is about an hour away from Napa. It's still in wine country, and realized that I just wasn't going to be good at math. I thought I was, but turns out it wasn't really for college. And was told I should try a job training vocational program. And I pointed my finger at a piece of paper that had the cooking one because I'd made bagels in high school. And as soon as I got in that cooking classroom, and the teacher started talking about ingredients and technique and how to build flavor, it was like the whole world opened up to me, and I just immediately felt like I'd found my calling, and I decided to dive headfirst into becoming a chef. And it's a decision that I am so glad I made.
So what kind of student were you in high school?
I will answer that question, but if you want to edit it out, you can. I did have fairly passable grades. I wouldn't say I was a good student. I think if you were to ask my teachers, they would probably remember me. And I was maybe like, I was a little bit distracted in high school, but my mom was a teacher and I wasn't allowed to slack off. So I'm glad that, like I read a ton of books. I liked the thinking part of high school, but the homework part of high school I struggled with.
Did you cook a lot as a kid?
I did cook a lot growing up. Both my parents worked, so I would get home from school when I was in elementary school, get off the school bus, and whether or not it was like making microwave nachos, something I still make to this day, making my own tuna salad at the age of 10 or 11, or learning how to make pasta sauce from scratch, I was responsible for making food for myself to eat.
What advice do you give young people thinking about becoming a chef? Should they go to culinary school?
Well, it's tough to say. I went to I did a culinary class, and then I made the decision to start working, and I thought I was going to end up going to the CIA. It was a dream. My path didn't lead me that way. I don't think that there's a right or a wrong answer to that. I think that culinary school can be a wonderful tool for you, but I think anybody who's watching this video is in a culinary class, and if you think that this is something that you absolutely want to do for the rest of your life, go get a job out of high school, work in a professional kitchen for a year, and then make the decision if you think you need culinary school, because it's a lot of money, it's a big investment, and I think that too many people decide that they want to do it without knowing for a fact what the life is really like.
So what is the most challenging thing on your journey to becoming a chef? And what's the most challenging thing now that you are a chef?
The most challenging thing on my journey to becoming a chef, I feel like I've been pretty blessed and pretty lucky. My journey to becoming a chef was a series of mishaps and coincidences that led me to be able to be the chef of Le Pigeon at the age of 25, 14 years ago, which I still am. But it's hard work, and I would say the biggest thing I've had to overcome in becoming a chef is actually the culture of drugs and alcohol in our business. I know you guys are in high school. I know you're aware of that. I'm not going to pretend you're not. And it's prevalent in this business. The culture is changing, but 15, 16 years ago when I was getting into it, it was everywhere, and it's something that I've had to deal with my entire life. That being said, one of my greatest achievements, one of the things that I appreciate the most now, is creating a culture and a nurturing culture in my own restaurants. I get to be the one that sets the tone for how I want that culture to be, how I want people to be nurtured and taken care of. When you come to work for me, I want you to feel like you're in the family of Le Pigeon and Canard, and in the restaurant family. And it is true what they say, the tail follows the head, and if the head is out partying all night long, then that's going to be the case. And things have changed these days. The culture and the business is changing, and that's what I'm proud of.
What is the James Beard Award, and how many do you have?
Ooh, that's not fair. James Beard Award is well, it's a wonderful award. There's different categories, but they call them the Oscars of food. One could say it's a fairly honorable award to get, or the biggest award that we could get in our business. And I have two of them. One of my awards is for what's called a Rising Star, which is the best chef in the country under the age of 30, which I received in 2011. And then the other one that I have is for the best chef in the Pacific Northwest, because they break them down regionally.
Who's the coolest person you have cooked with and why?
Nicolas Cage.
Oh, that was cool.
I got to teach him how to cook for a movie that's going to be coming out.
Who is your idol?
My idol.
Okay, and then the second question is, who is one person you'd love to meet and possibly cook with? So it's kind of the same question if you want to...
I think I would love can I go back in time?
Sure.
I'd love to cook with Jacques Pepin.
Okay.
I'd love to cook chicken with Jacques Pepin, to be more specific.
All right. Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Let's see, I'll be almost 50 in 10 years. In 10 years, I see myself still working at the restaurants, not working until 1:30 or 2 in the morning, but working like more of a regular schedule, in the daytimes, being home in the evenings a little bit more, and spending more time in my garden.
If your children told you they wanted to be a chef, what would you tell them?
Wonderful. I'm all on board for it.
What's the most important skill or knowledge a young cook should have coming into the professional kitchen?
Important skill or knowledge. I think that a good attitude. I always tell people I can teach you how to dice an onion, I can teach you how to make risotto, but I can't teach you how to be a good person.
If you could do it all over again, what would you change?
Nothing.
If you could come in and teach a lesson at our school, what would you teach?
Whatever you guys want me to teach you. I guess something that would be very important. The recipe's not important. What I would teach you is how to follow a recipe and how to work and be clean. That's the most important thing that you can take into a job.
How would you describe the food at each of your restaurants?
Playful, whimsical, layered flavors. Le Pigeon is going to be a little bit of a fancier experience with a little bit more of esoteric ingredients and luxury ingredients. I hate to use the word fine dining, but a little bit more trend towards fine dining. And then Canard, you're going to be just getting playful bar food that is kind of wicked riffs on junk food.
Yeah, wicked. How often do menu items change in your restaurants?
All the time. Two a week on average, probably.
What's the biggest mistakes you've made in your restaurant?
In my restaurant, the biggest mistakes I've made? Well, I mean, I think I was a little bit cocky at a young age. And I almost, just last month, 2 months ago, I almost blew one of the restaurants up because I had a steamer going that ran out of water. It had some plastic bags in it. The plastic melted. Then I took the lid off the steamer, got a bunch of oxygen, and it created what essentially looks like one of those videos of the old-timey videos of them testing a hydrogen bomb in the ocean. That's what my steamer looked like. And I was also dealing with some bank credit card fraud at the same time. So it was an exciting couple minutes.
What restaurant do you take your wife on dates to?
Le Pigeon.
What's your favorite restaurant to take your family? Sweet Tomatoes.
Sweet Tomatoes.
What's your favorite thing to eat that someone else cooks for you?
Parmesan crusted chicken breast cutlets with rice and frozen peas.
Who cooks that for you?
You, my wife.
He wants to know which one's your favorite kid.
Which one's my favorite kid? I feel like favorite kids are like favorite employees. It just changes as to which two are annoying me the most. The third one that's annoying me the least is my favorite for that day.
All right.
Awesome.